Jai Vishnupad Paramahansa Buddha Saraswati Srimad His Divine Grace Sri Lesi Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Paramahansa Buddha Saraswati Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Sri Guru Parampara Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Sri Gaurapanim Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Srimad Gita Upanishad Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Go Premananda Hari Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So all together, please. Om Jnana Timarandasya Ganandana Salakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yukta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Prajana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karana Sindhu Dhina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapcha Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Brindavanishwari Vrishabhana Sudadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, translation and commentary Srila Prabhupada. Today's text is number 37. Correct? Or is it 39? It's 39.
37 and 38.
Who? Yesterday you did. Oh, so it's 39.
Today is 37.
No, it's 39.
No, yesterday we did 35, 36.
35, 36 yesterday.
Sorry.
Huh? I was told, I looked in my WhatsApp and it said 39. 37.
Yes, yesterday.
Yesterday 35 to 36 and today 37 to 38.
Therefore, yesterday there was no class.
Yesterday was no class. Everyone was swimming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll do 37 then. Yes. Yeah, there's only a very small purport. 38. Okay, 37. So we'll just do line by line. Please repeat. Hatova prayashi. No, we'll just do one line because it's two verses. Hatova prayashi sarvagam jitvava bokshase mahim tasmad utishta kunteya Yudhaya krita nishchaya Shukaduke same kritva Labha labhau jaya yat yo Tato yudhaya yujyasva Naivam papam avapyasi. Hato va prapyasi sargam. Jitva va bhukshyase mahim. Tadmad uttisthaya kunteya. Yudhaya krita nishchaya. Sukha duke samay kritva. Blabla labhyo jaya yoyo. Tato yudhaya yashva. Naivam papam avapyasi. Okay. Mataji, go ahead.
Hato va prapsyasi sarvam. Jitva va bhokshase mahim. Tasmat uttishta kaunteya. Yudhaya krita nishchaya. Sukha dukhe same kritva. Labha labho jaya jayo. Tato yudhaya yukjasva. Naivam papam avapyasi.
Hato va prapsya swargam.
Hato va prapsyasi swargam.
Jitva va bhokshase mahim.
Jitva va bhokshase mahim.
Tasmat uttishta kaunteya.
Tasmat uttishta kaunteya.
Yudhaya krita nishchaya.
Yudhaya krita nishchaya.
Sukha dukhe same kritva.
Sukha dukhe same kritva.
Labha labho jaya jayo. Tato yudhaya yudhasa. Naivam papam avapsyasi.
Naivam papam avapyasi. Hato va prapsyasi swargam.
Hato va prapsyasi swargam.
Jitva va bhokshase mahim.
Mahim.
Tasmat uttishta kaunteya.
Tasmad uttisthaya kunteya. Yudhaya krita nishchaya. Duke samay kritva. Labha labho jaya yayo. Tato yudhaya yutashva. Naivam papam avapyasi. Okay, so translation, Srila Prabhupada, number 37. O son of Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield and attain the heavenly planets, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up with determination and fight. Please repeat. O son of Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield and attain the heavenly planets, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore get up with determination and fight. Do thou fight for the sake of fighting, without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat. And by so in doing, you will never incur sin. So purport number 37. Even though there was no certainty of victory for Arjuna's side, he still had to fight. For even being killed there, he could be elevated into the heavenly planets. Purport number 38. Lord Krishna now directly says that Arjuna should fight for the sake of fighting because he desires the battle, he meaning Krishna. There is no consideration of happiness or distress, profit or gain, victory or defeat in the activities of Krishna consciousness. That everything should be performed for the sake of Krishna is transcendental consciousness. So there is no reaction to material activities. He who acts for his own sense gratification, either in goodness or in passion, is subject to the reaction, good or bad. But he who has completely surrendered himself in the activities of Krishna consciousness is no longer obliged to anyone, nor is he a debtor to anyone, as one is in the ordinary course of activities. It is said, Devasha bhutatma nrinam pritrinam nakinkaro nayam rini cha rajan sarvatmana ya sharanam sharayam gato mukundam parihritya katam. Anyone who has completely surrendered to Krishna, Mukunda, giving up all other duties, is no longer a debtor, nor is he obliged to anyone, nor the demigods, nor the sages, nor the people in general, nor kinsmen, nor humanity, nor forefathers. Bhagavatam 11.5.41. That is the indirect hint given by Krishna to Arjuna in this verse, and the matter will be more clearly explained in the following verses. So, Hatova prapyasi, mukum karochi vachalam pangam laite grim yat kripata maham bande Shri Guru Dinatarinam. Hatova prapyasi swargam jitva va bhukshise mahim tasmad uttasthaya kuntaya yudhaya kritanishchaya. O son of Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield and attain the heavenly planets, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up with determination and fight. So Arjuna must be sitting in the get up. Remember, he became so weak, he sat down in the chariot. Get up. Utishta. So, sukha duke same kritva labha labho jayayayo tato yudhaya yasva naivam papam avapyasi. Do thou fight for the sake of fighting, without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, and by so doing, you shall never incur sin. Yes. So, contents of Gita summarized, and Krishna is now moving on to bhakti, right? You see that verse 38. Thus far I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. Now listen as I shall explain something further in terms of working without fruitive result. Prabhupada gave a hint in the purport. That means bhakti. And you can see in this last verse 38. Do thou fight without considering happiness or loss or gain. Your own personal profit or loss, forget that. Now, because I'm going to teach you the real yoga. And the real yoga is that you should be acting for the Supreme. Anukulyena Krishna no Shilanam. You should be acting for the Supreme. The material world means I'm acting for me. My loss, my gain, my happiness, my distress. I'm selfish. I'm considering everything in terms of what's good or bad for me. But that is not the real consciousness of the soul. The real consciousness, bhakti, anukulyena Krishna anushilanam, is, Krishna, what do you like? What shall I do for you? So of course, that is there, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhakabanai. But it's sleeping, because we're sleeping in the lap of Maya. Bhakti Vinod has said what? Jeev Jago, Jeev, Gora Chandra Bole, Kota Nitra, Maya Jale. How long will you remain sleeping in the lap of Maya? We're sleeping in Maya, and we're sleeping in illusion, Maya, and thinking, this is good for me, this is not good for me, I like this, I don't like that. Sankalp, Vikalp. Right? There's three actions within the consciousness. We are thinking, we are aware. And then that is the Sat aspect. Then the Chit aspect is there. We are assessing what we're perceiving. Consciousness means awareness. So we're thinking, this is good, this is bad, I like this, I don't like that. And then we're deciding, Sankalp, Vikalp. Shall I do this? Shall I not do this? This will give me misery, I won't do it. This will give me happiness, I'll do this. And then, after those three actions, we perform activity. Thinking, feeling, willing, action. So in the material world, we're always thinking in terms of what's good or bad for this material body. Ahamameti. This was Arjuna's position, right? But now Krishna is going to teach him, Arjuna, that's not the way you're actually made. You're angsa of Krishna. Mamai vangsa jiva loke, jiva bhuta sanatana. We've already heard now, as Krishna referenced that, I've given you lots of analytical study, Sankhya. But now I'm going to teach you the basis of Sankhya, what Sankhya knowledge should inspire you. You see, if you read this chapter analytically, the first part of the chapter, Arjuna surrenders. And then Krishna says, well, you're speaking very learned words, but it's all just hot air. It's all rubbish. Right? That's the first section. So that is like the material philosophy. In the material world, everyone's got a philosophy. Globalism, socialism, national socialism, capitalism, hippieism, anarchy, whatever. So that is rubbish. Just like we have Chatigar here. That is Shaktasura. Krishna was taken from Gokul, and to protect Krishna, they put him under the cart. And that cart was full of pots and pans and different utensils. So they represent all the different material philosophies. But then Shaktasura tried to crush Krishna. But Krishna dispensed with the Asura. So that is a real event, but Krishna is explaining in that all these bogus philosophies can't crush me, can't crush Krishna consciousness. Which is devotion to Hari, to Krishna. So that is the first thing. So Krishna dispenses with that at the beginning of the chapter. He said, this is all hot air. You're saying you don't want to fight, you want to be a nice guy, you want to go off the battlefield, and you want to say, it's better I die unresisting. You're putting on a big show, I'm a nice guy. Oh, I don't want to fight. I'm morally superior. Nowadays they call this virtue signaling. You're trying to appear very virtuous. But Krishna says it's all nonsense. It's just nonsense. And then, this is what Krishna, the next section, Krishna explains the soul. The soul is eternal. The soul is search of consciousness. The soul is indestructible. It can't be withered by the wind, moistened by fire, burnt, cut, whatever. It's immutable. That immutable means it doesn't change. Like you're the same soul, Mark is the same soul that he was when he was a small boy and in his previous life. We don't change into another person, right? We all know that practically. I'm the same person I was when I was a small boy. And whatever happens, I'll be the same person, immutable. But this is mutable. The plastic in this, maybe one day it will be burnt, it'll become dust, it'll go into the land, and then maybe it'll become part of a plant or something like that. It mutates, it changes from one to the other. But the soul doesn't change, it's eternally the same. And it's indestructible, it's eternal. So that is what Krishna is explaining, that the Sankhya philosophy, he's analyzing analytically what is matter and what is spirit. If you remember one purport Prabhupada said, knowledge is to understand the Supreme Lord who is the source of matter and spirit. To know that. Right, that is in the Vishnu Puran. Prabhupada would quote that all the time. That the Supreme Lord is the source of three energies. The spiritual energy, and the material energy, and the Jiva Shakti. The material energy is achit, unconscious. This mic stand, this microphone is material. It is not conscious. But we are conscious. So in the material world, the conscious living entity is mixed with the unconscious matter in the subtle form of the mind and in the gross form of the body. So this is the problem. We are identifying with this body. But Krishna is saying, no, this Arjuna, you're identifying with the body and therefore you don't want to fight. You don't want to kill your relatives, but you can't kill them. They're indestructible. And then the next section, third section, Krishna explains that, actually Arjuna, if you don't accept the existence of the soul, which Krishna says, some hear of the soul as amazing, some look upon the soul as amazing. The soul is amazing because it's eternal. That's amazing. The soul is more powerful, each one of us is more powerful than all the material energy in the entire universe. This whole universe, it's manifested out of the three modes, the glance of Mahavishnu to Durga Devi creates all the variety in the material world. It's all temporary. But the soul is eternal. So we are more substantial. We are eternal beings. We are more powerful. We have a greater status than all the material energy. The whole material energy cannot change you, cannot destroy you. You are more powerful than everything. You, the tiny soul. So that's why the soul is amazing. And there is absolutely nothing between us and Krishna. Sutri mani gana iva. The soul rests upon Krishna. The material energy rests upon Krishna. The spiritual energy, the Chit Shakti, conscious energy, rests upon Krishna. In the spiritual world, everything is spirit. So everyone is fully cognizant, fully enlightened, fully full of bliss, swimming in the ocean of ecstasy, bhakti rasamrita sindhu. But in the material world, the eternal, indestructible, immutable soul is covered by the Maya Shakti. Because he's thinking, I am this matter. Aham mameti. I am this material body, and these things related to the material body of mine. Ishwaryo, I am the controller, or at least I'm trying to be the controller. Aham bogi, and I'm the enjoyer. And therefore he's trying to enjoy the material energy in a selfish manner, because the Maya Shakti, the material energy, has the quality of tama. It makes him forget. Therefore his chit, his Satchit Ananda Vigraha, the soul, but his chit is covered. In the material world, Krishna, Lord Brahma says, Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Sat means eternal. But in the material world, we're thinking asat. I'm temporary, I'm this body. I'm going to live 70. I'm going to live no more than 100 years. So we think we're temporary. We're achit. In the spiritual world, everyone is enlightened. Everyone sees everything perfectly. But in the material world, achit. We're in illusion, based on identifying with the achit body. And then Anand. In the spiritual world, everyone is full of Anand, bliss. There is the primary rasas, Madhurya ras, Vatsalya, Sakya, Dasya, Shanta. And then there's the secondary rasas, laughter, astonishment, chivalry, compassion, anger, dread, ghastliness. And then there is the sanchari bhavs, sanchari and vaibhavs. That means they stimulate the basic rasas, the sthayi bhav and secondary ras, to experience anand. But in the material world, near anand, because we're identifying with the body, right? So we're trying to enjoy. But we're trying to enjoy something that we're not made for. We are spiritual. Consciousness is spiritual, but we're trying to enjoy matter. Therefore, the demoniac mentality, Krishna later in the Gita says, so much wealth do I have today, and I will get more according to my plans. He is my enemy, and I have killed him. He is my enemy, I will kill him. There's none so powerful and wonderful as me. So if you're a trillionaire, you want to have another $1 trillion. If you have 100 rupees, you want to have 200 rupees. You have to have more because you're not satisfied. You're not getting any anand. Because it's not, all the material facilities are not satisfying the soul. There's something wrong. But you're thinking, if I get more, I'll be better. Instead of one wife, let me get 100 wives. But then you have 100 headaches. Sorry, ladies. You're Vaishnavis, so that's different. No, but the point is, in the material world, everyone is thinking, if I get more matter, more material circumstance, then that lack I feel in the heart will be satisfied. But it doesn't work that way, because we are spiritual. So we don't get anand in the material world. But we try to get anand. We take intoxication, right? We drink daru, we take bhang, we take smack. Whoa, yes, yes. But then we have to go to the hospital because the brain is not working anymore. Nobody is saying, oh, I became drunk last night and I felt ecstatic ecstasy. No, they're all going, oh dear me, what shall I do? So there's no anand. And then vigraha means form and personality, because the personality of the soul, the individual, the identity, you are trying to get the anand, you're trying to get the happiness, but you don't know who you are. So we have the wrong identity. We don't think, Gopi Bhata Kamalayo Dasa Das Anudas. We don't think that I'm the servant of Krishna's devotees, I'm the servant of Krishna, I'm the person in Gaunitai's Sankirtan party, which is our real nature. We don't think Krishna Prem Sadhu Kabanai, we don't think like that. We think, I'm this material body. And it's getting old and it's falling apart. And I can't remember how many children I've got. How many? Was I married? I don't remember. Anyway, so our personality is completely, and it's changing, right? I was we talked about this before. When you're a child, you think, when I become a teenager, I'll be happy. And then a teenager thinks, when I go to college, I'll be happy. And then a college, you think, I'll get married, then I'll be happy. And then I'll have children, then I'll be happy. And then the old man sits on the park bench and he thinks, when I'm dead, I'll be happy. Because you didn't get anything from this material world. You just got dissatisfaction, niranand. But that's how you're experiencing life. Oh, we have another thing now in Kali Yuga also. People think, a man thinks, if I have a sex change, right, transsexual, right, if I call myself a woman, then I'll be happy, right? And then the women are thinking, if I become a man, then I'll be happy. Everyone, because nobody, vigraha, form and personality is completely confused. No satisfaction. Because Kali Yuga is the time of passion and ignorance, Rajagun and Tamagun. But we know from Gita, Krishna later explains, that Sattva-gun gives a sense of material happiness. We're peaceful, right? Oh, I feel peaceful, I feel happy. Huh? But in Kali Yuga, passion and ignorance is very much in the atmosphere. It's in the radio waves, it's in the music, it's in the way people talk to one another. Everyone's got a gun and wants to fight. No one's happy. So, if you want to be happy materially, you should practice mode of goodness. So anyway, that's Krishna's explaining all this by giving the root understanding of the soul. Then we can understand. This is very important. If we have the proper self-conception, the mistake is at the root. I think I'm the body. And then I'm trying to satisfy the body. And all this endeavor is useless. So Krishna first tells Arjuna that. You're not the body, you're the soul. So we should be very fixed in our bhakti. We should be very fixed in the proper conception of the self. You know, all these adjectives, Krishna says, it cannot be withered, cannot be cut, it's immutable, indestructible, eternal. We should try to pull this deep within our heart and have the right conception. That will give us liberation from the material energy. So that's the second section. But then the third section is where Krishna reverses the argument. He says, anyway, Arjuna, if you say that there is no soul and that we are the body, still you have to fight. Because for one who is born, death is certain. We're all born, we all die, everybody dies, everybody comes to an end. The body isn't eternal. So you cannot say, you don't want to kill Bhishma, but he is actually going to die anyway. Duryodhana is going to die anyway. So in the unavoidable execution of your duty, you cannot use that argument that there is a soul or there is no soul. You have to do your duty. So that is the fourth section. Contents of Gita summarized. The fourth section is that Krishna says, Arjuna, you're a Kshatriya. You said that if I kill all these great relatives and all the people on the battlefield, this is pap, and I'll go to hell. But Krishna says no. According to Varnashram, you are the papi because you're not doing your service. You're not doing your duty. Just like a mother has duty to the children, the father has duty to the family, the son has duty. So everyone in the material world has duty. Varnashram dharma. Dharma in this context can be taken as duty. You are a Kshatriya, Arjuna, and you have a duty to fight. And Krishna says, if you fight on religious principles, that is very good. Krishna says, happy are the Kshatriyas who find themselves in this situation. I'm fighting on religious principles, and if I die on the battlefield, I'll go to heaven because I'll be born in Swargaloka. So this is mode of goodness. So Varnashram is meant to give duty to people, a sense of duty, that you must perform your duty as without, just like today's verse, without happiness or distress, loss or gain, fame or infamy. You must do your duty. And that is the beginning of self-discipline, right? The materialist, the mood, or the naradama, right? There's 4 people that don't surrender. One is mudha, that is the donkey brain, that just wants to work. Oh, I've got a problem in this world, I'll just work hard and I'll be happy. Then the other person is the naradama, the lowest person. He thinks, well, I'll become a liar, a cheat, a thief, I'll just do anything. I'll be completely immoral. I'll be a liar, a cheat, a thief, even a murderer. That way I'll be successful. And then there is the Maya Aprita Gyan. So that person is using his brain and he's formulating all theories. Oh yes, 1,000,000 years ago there was a meteorite and it killed the dinosaurs. And now we're here. And then there was a big ice age. And then Cro-Magnon men became hairless. And we became handsome. And then we made smartphones. And now we're looking in the smartphone. And it all happened by chance. Maya aprita gyan. Maya, illusory idea, but they think it's true, right? Prasatmika, buddhi, avaranatmika. They have a false idea, but they think it's correct. That's everyone in the material world is like that. Oh, I'm a communist. I'm right. No. I'm a capitalist. I'm right and you're wrong. I'm a Muslim. You're all wrong. No. I'm a Christian. You're wrong. Right? Everyone. I'm an atheist. You're wrong. I'm right. Everyone has got their own idea. They've all got their own correct idea and they're fighting about it very enthusiastically. Because if I kill you, that proves I'm right. This is Maya Aprita Gyan. So nowadays, Kali Yuga, the atheists have captured the educational system. So you cannot discuss consciousness or the soul in the university. You cannot say, because you have to analyze everything in terms of matter. Because atheists think it's called materialism. That's the formal idea of materialism. Materialism means that matter or material is the cause of everything. And I'll analyze it by mathematics and I'll learn what it is and how to use it and how to enjoy it. And so therefore they believe that mathematics is God, because through mathematics everything will be revealed. In biology we have to make a mathematical formula. In physics we have to make a mathematical formula. We have to have pure mathematics and make formulas about formulas. So by mathematics everything will be revealed, because they think that matter, yes, you can find out, you can calculate matter to some extent, but Krishna is explaining Sutri Mani Gana Iva. So they can never come to the correct conclusion, because matter doesn't rest upon mathematics. It rests upon consciousness, right? And consciousness, you cannot calculate it. You may be able to calculate how many atoms and molecules are in this. And you may be able to calculate the weight of it and the speed it will fall and so on. And you'll get some idea, but you'll never understand reality without understanding Sutri Mani Gana Iva. Right? Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam shrimad oditam evava tat tat eva charo mya sambhavam. Know, Arjuna, that everything has sprung, all wonderful and glorious things, they've sprung from a spark of my splendor. and everything is resting upon me. And I am not bound by mathematics. You can't make a mathematical formula that will reveal Krishna. You cannot make a mathematical formula that will reveal the soul. Huh? The soul is not bound by mathematics. Matter, action and reaction, yes, we can say. But the soul is free, it is eternal. So even the material world, which is a matter of matter and spirit, cannot be understood in just material formulae. It has to be understood in consciousness. Everything is resting upon consciousness. So, Maya Apritagyan. But then the real problem, Krishna explains, Asurya Bhavam Ashrita. The people, the fourth kind of Duskritina, miscreant, rascal, is the person who has taken shelter of the atheistic attitude. So there's a saying, you can't wake somebody who is pretending to be asleep, right? And there's another saying, there are none so blind as those that will not see. So atheism, at the root, is an attitude problem. We discussed this a few classes ago, right? Two people go into an art gallery and one says, look at that painting. It's wonderful. Who's the painter? And then the other person standing right next to him looking at the same painting says, there's no painting. There's no painter. He's jealous. It happened by chance. There was an explosion and the painting came out of the explosion in the art factory. So that is the atheist. They look at the creation and they say, there's no creator. It's an attitude problem, right? A normal person looks, even when we're children, we look at the sky, the stars, the moon, the trees, the water. We see all the creation and we think, there must be a creator, right? If we see a motor car, we think, which company made this motor car? There's a creator, because there's a creation. But the atheist, Asuram Bhavam Ashrita, they take shelter of this idea there is no creator. And how do I replace a personal creator? I replace it with chance. There was nothing, and then by chance it exploded, and then by chance it became conscious, and then by chance it evolved. Huh? So God is chance. So they capture the bank robber and they take him in the court. And the judge said, what have you got to say? You're a bank robber. Before I sentence you, what have you got to say in your defense? And the bank robber said, I robbed the bank by chance. So, well, I'm going to send you to jail by chance. So, this is the material science, right? They've captured, right? But Krishna says, no, Arjuna, instead of becoming in illusion and becoming an atheist, you should perform varnashram. You should perform duty. And that's what Krishna's just saying, that. You're a Kshatriya, you got your duty. Stop trying to be a Naradama, immoral person. Do your duty. But now, we know that varnashram gives a good format for society. The Sudra type person should do this and cultivate these qualities. The Vaishya, Krishi, Go, Raksha, Vanijam, he should do this and cultivate these qualities. The Kshatriya, you Arjuna are a Kshatriya, you should do this. The Brahmin should cultivate these activities and perform these qualities. Cultivate these qualities. So that's varnashram. But that will bring everyone to the mode of goodness, you see, because that's what Krishna says. Arjuna, if you perform your duty, then you'll go to the Swargaloka, which is mode of goodness. Right? The three worlds, what does it mean? Swargaloka is as a predominance of mode of goodness. So the devatas, they're very happy. There's no coronavirus. Everyone is very free and happy. They're all very joyful. They're in the land of the Apsaras, the beautiful gardens, singing, dancing. They have kirtan, mode of, down here, Bhumandala. This is, passion is very prominent, and but sinful passion, so tamagun is starting. And then down below, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Tala, Tala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala, down below, that mode of ignorance is coming more and more strong. So nobody's happy down there. They're full of hatefulness. Just like somebody who gets intoxicant or a drug addict becomes very bitter and dangerous and explosive, right? So you have to be careful when people are in the mode of ignorance, because it's like touching the tail of a snake. It'll turn around and bite you, right? Ah, hello, uncle, you're so happy today. Yeah, I'm very happy. If you go to a drunk person, you say, why are you getting drunk? You're a fool. Look at you, can't even walk properly. So people in the mode of ignorance, you have to be very careful. You have to be sympathetic. Therefore Krishna says, the Rakshasa you should upeksha, keep away from the tamasic people. So Varnashram is meant to bring people on this platform, Bhumandala, up to goodness. And from goodness, then, this is the 5th section. Because this is contents of Gita. Krishna is going to start teaching bhakti. So you're pure, living a pure and a pure society. Then now you should perform your varnashram yagyata kamano nyatra. You should perform it as an offering to Vishnu. That's the beginning of bhakti. But then, better than that, you should perform sanatandam, which is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Bandhanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. You should perform that. And that without motivation, just for the pleasure of Krishna. So Varnashram is very good. It makes it is Vaidhi, gives good rules and regulations. And then on that basis, perform Sanatan Dharma or Jaiva Dharma. So this is what Krishna will explain now. Arjuna, you're a Kshatriya, do your duty. But now, Arjuna, do it without considering loss or gain, happiness or distress. So that is the beginning of bhakti, because it is unselfishness. I'm going to do my duty because it's a duty, not because it suits me, but because I have a duty. Just like the mother wakes up in the middle of the night and feeds the child, the infant, because it's her duty. She doesn't consider, oh, I'd rather be asleep. She's unselfish. So bhakti is on the basis of being unselfish. That is the pure bhakta. Anukulyena. It is just favorable. The bhakta in his heart always think, Radha Krishna, you look so beautiful today. That is bhakti. Favorable mood. The cowherd boys, they're favorable towards Krishna Balaram. The servants, Vatsalya Bhav, everyone loves Krishna. Favorable mood, that is bhakti. So that is there, Nityasiddha Krishna Prem, Sadhakabanai, Shravanadi, Sudha Chitte, Karide, Uday. It's there, the soul is built for that. How? Shravanadi, Sudha Chitte, Karide. By Shravan, hearing, and the other 8 processes, Adi, then it wakes up. So Shravana means hearing, most important. We should gather philosophy. And then Kirtanam, we should describe and do kirtan. And then Smaranam, we should naturally remember. And then Padasevanam, we should do some service. So you're doing the right thing. We're discussing Bhagavad Gita. And then we're going to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And then that leads to what? Savadama Pradhyama Mekam Sharanam. A mood of surrender, Atmanivedanam. Ah, Krishna, everything, Vasudeva Savabha. Everything is you, Krishna. I am yours, you are mine. And that is the mentality. But in the material world, oh, me and mine. No, we are belonging to Krishna and Krishna belongs to us. We are Angsa of Krishna. So we have to clear by Shravanam Kirtanam. In a regulated way. We chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. And we keep good Sangha. Asat Sangi, Eva Chagi, Eva Vaishnava Cha. So we stay away from bad influence and we go back home to Godhead. And we enter the Leela of Krishna. We enter the Leela of Gaurnitai. Eternally. That's the eternal expression of the soul. So, this is what chapter 2 is discussing. So, any question? Of course. Say, speak louder, more loudly. Huh? You're working very hard. I'm glad to hear that. A donkey is working very hard. Why? Which donkey? Have you been looking? A donkey might work very hard. Anyway, go on. Not every donkey. Sometimes donkeys just stand there. Very stubborn. Anyway, go on. Sometimes. Not all the time. That's correct.
I say sometimes devotees also can work very hard. They cannot stop working very hard. So what is the difference between the devotees and the donkey?
Well, they look different.
They look different, but working very hard, similar way.
Well, actually, you know, there's 18 anarthas, and they've been analyzed. You know, in the Krishna, 18 main anarthas. One is Denakasura, you know, in the Tal forest. Denakasura, he's the ass demon. So Denakasura represents the ass. The cowherd boys and Krishna, they went to the tal forest because they want to have the tal fruit, you know. But the ass, the donkey, can't get the rasa, the fruit. So what does that represent? That means that sometimes devotees think, I'll work very hard and I'll be successful in bhakti. But that Leela is there to teach us that working hard is good for Krishna. But just working hard is not enough. You must learn Siddhanta. You must learn philosophy. Like at the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, it says, those that are lazy in understanding Siddhanta, philosophy, all these things we're talking about, they will may have a difficulty in advancing. So this is a very important first point. That Dhanakasura, he couldn't enjoy. So if we just join the temple and we work like an ass, and mechanically we go to the morning program, and mechanically we follow the regulative principles, but we never learn the philosophy. We don't go to the Gita class. We don't go to the Bhagavatam class. We don't read the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. We don't contemplate Smaranam, Bhakti. We just think, I'll work hard. Then they'll fill my belly and I'll be able to sleep. And maybe I'll go to America and get a green card or something. If we just think like that, we won't awaken. We'll get some sukriti, we'll get some progress, it's okay, but we won't get the rasa. We can't taste the rasa. Because you've got to, shakashura, you've got to get rid of all the false ideas. You've got to be situated in siddhanta. It's just like sharpening a knife. If you have a sharp knife, you can cut yourself free. But if you have a blunt knife, you're stuck in the undergrowth, in the forest. So this is the important point. So you're thinking, in a strange way, that if somebody is working hard, then what's the difference between them and a donkey? Well, I guess you mean in terms of consciousness, right? Yeah, so that's what that Dhanakasura Leela is there for. And therefore it is stated in the beginning of Bhagavatam, right? Yayanti hi sumedasa. The intelligent person is attracted to philosophical ideas, right? So it's there. Yayanti hi sumedasa. What is it in Kali Yuga? Manda manda sumataya manda bhagya upadruta. Yeah. That people are slow, unfortunate in Kali Yuga. So that's okay. If they work hard, that's good. They'll get purified. But the duty of those that understand Siddhanta is to teach it. You understand? To make it available. Therefore, Prabhupada and all the acharyas have given all the books and all the discussion. And in ISKCON we have Bhagavatam class, we have so many Gita class, we have so much discussion. So if you understand this yourself in a tactful way, you should explain this to devotees. You know, Prabhu, you're working very hard, nice and hard in the temple, but you should learn the philosophy. I never see you going to class. When the Bhagavatam class is there, you go to the ashram and have a sleep until breakfast. So you have to encourage people to study the philosophy. Because then you make rapid progress. If you know the philosophy. And then you can taste rasa. Raso vajam, raso pyasya. You can get the higher taste. Because Krishna, there's that verse in the Brahma Samhita, Vedesha Durama Badurama Mahatma Bhakto, right? That even you can't understand Krishna through the Vedas. If you just study the Vedas, no, but if you study the Vedas, Atma Bhakto, with devotion, like many scholars, they may study the Bhagavad Gita. Oh, it's a very nice historical document. There's so much philosophy in it. Very good. And then that's it. But we study the Bhagavad Gita with Atma Bhakto, with devotion. We think, oh, this is what Krishna said to Arjuna. Isn't it beautiful that Krishna is trying to help Arjuna? Isn't it? You see? So we, Atma Bhakto, we study the Vedas. So ultimately, Bhakti Mama Vijanati. that Krishna is revealed through bhakti. So, Krishna doesn't say, I'm revealed through hard work. Right? But work hard if that's your propensity, but at the same time, gather the philosophy, gather the right idea, read Krishna book. So you should tell people like that. Huh? You're a very intelligent, mature person. Does that answer the question?
I have one more question.
Why not? Go ahead.
Yes, actually, you were talking about that we should be situated in self.
We should what?
We should be situated in ourselves.
We
That,
should?
We should be situated in self.
Yes.
So my question is
Atmastar.
that when we, how we should practice and when we like come to understand this thing, when we like get realization that I am soul, because till now we are understanding that we are body, means theoretically we are understanding that we are soul, but we don't have experience of that we are soul.
Well, you can meditate.
I have got in meditation,
Yeah.
but not in chanting. Hare Krishna.
You have got in meditation.
Meditation means I am able to feel that I am different from body, I am different from my mind. That up to that level I have felt. But how to get that realization that
Well, you have to chant. You see, Krishna says in the Gita, Yagyanam japa, japa, japana. Of sacrifices, I am japa. So when you chant japa, you must chant as an offering to Krishna, as a yagya, with seva bhav. You understand? Japa means, oh Radha, oh Krishna, engage me in your service. It's a devotional offering. So if we just chant japa, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Prabhupada calls it parrot chanting. We, like I say, we have to atma bhakto. We have to imbue a mood of devotion and offering into our chanting.
What is mode of devotion in chanting?
Huh?
What is mode of devotion?
What is it? Well, that's it. Anukulyena Krishnanu Sheelanam. It's a favorable mood. Ah, Krishna, you are Parameshwara. Aham bija pitaha. You are the seed, you are my father. You are the seed-giving father. Huh? So just like it is natural, in the material world, people love their father, their mother. Correct? So, if we understand that Krishna is the Supreme Father, then we can chant with that devotion in the beginning. That is before Sthayi Bhav. That is before Dasya Bhav, Sakya Bhav, Vatsalya Bhav. You understand? So you're not feeling that. So then that's why we do regulated sadhana with philosophical understanding, with Siddhanta. You understand? Now you can. I think you mentioned through meditation, yes. You see, what is the basic idea of meditation? I'm not the body, I'm not the mind. I keep the mind silent, and then I feel the bliss of the Brahman. Is that what you're talking about? Yes. So that is the relief of material identification. That is mukti. But bhakti is on the basis of mukti. Huh? So you have to offer your chanting, you have to enter meditation through japa, or even if you like, you can do smaranam without chanting. You can meditate upon Krishna's Leela with a sense of loving attitude. You understand? And then you'll enter into the rasa of the Leela. So that's what I'm saying. Atma Bhakto. You have to conjure up that devotional mood. You understand? So in the period of sadhana, we have to do it almost intellectually. You understand? Oh, Krishna is my creator. He is sustaining me. Everything is His grace upon me. So let me have a favorable mood to my sponsor. He is creating me. I am an eternal being. I'm very thankful. Huh? And then we chant in that mood. And you can do smaranam in that mood. And you can do padasevanam in that mood. And you can hear, like I say, you can hear the Bhagavad Gita, Atma Bhakto, with a bhakti. You understand? Then you get the rasa. Your question is very good. But you see, at the beginning, I'm not saying this is just your case, but at the beginning we may meditate in an impersonal way. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind. The consciousness is now quiet. Oh, I feel blissful, right? I feel a little relief from the material anxiety, right? That is mukti, that is an element of mukti. But bhakti is taught by Lord Chaitanya. And that means you offer love to Krishna. Ye tam mam prapadyante, tam steva bhajami aham bhajami. Right? What does Krishna say? Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayantite. So Krishna says, those that are always worshipping we priti purvakam, out of loving attitude, I give them intelligence by which they can come to my leela. Do you see? So you have to conjure that up. And how do you get that? Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha, Sava Shastra Hoy, Lava Mada Sadhu Sangha, Sava Siddhi Hoy. So where's the sadhu? Many sadhus walking here and there. Mahat Sevam Dwaram Aho Vimuktas. You should serve the Mahatma. Who is the Mahatma? Devim Prakritim Ashrita. The sadhu is somebody in the spiritual energy, the Mahatma. He is understood. Vasudeva Savamiti. Everything is Krishna. That is the Mahatma. And then you don't have to just like see a physical sadhu. You can associate with the sadhu through the commentary. Like I'm reading now Viveka Satakam by Prabodhananda Saraswati, 100 verses. And I'm reading it and it's full of devotion. And it touches the heart. So you can associate with the great acharyas through their writings, through the Rasa Shastra. When you read the Bhagavatam, you can hear Mother Kunti. She loves Krishna. Oh Krishna, I wish all those problems would come again, because we can have your association. So you must enter into the mood of bhakti. Do you see? Rather than just reading it like a scholar. Well, I like the Sanskrit. That's a very nice bit of alliteration. The grammar's very nice. We don't read the Bhagavatam like that. Bhagavatam is Rasa Shastra. So the Rasa Shastra is there for us to relish. Like Denikasura, he can't relish that because he doesn't know Siddhanta. So bhakti means you must understand. You understand? You must, just like when you go and see darshan of Krishna, you can look. Or you can think, oh Krishna, nice to see you. And you can offer some loving devotion in the heart. Right? You see? That's bhakti. But if you just look at the details, blue, Krishna's wearing blue. But you should try to, Krishna, you're looking very beautiful in blue today. Do you see? You must come, that is, then you're entering into the mood of bhakti. And that's what everyone in the spiritual world is. They're all in this loving attitude towards Krishna. So therefore they get the bhakti ras samrita sindhu. So yeta mampra, you have to. Lord Chaitanya, at the beginning of the Chaitanya Charitamrita says, I broke open the storehouse of love of God. And now I'm standing. The supply is there. Who will take this fruit? Do you understand? You have to take it. He's not forcing it. So you come forward to Lord Chaitanya and you say, please give me the fruit. You see? So in the beginning, yes, we're gathering knowledge and understanding the modes of material nature. That will give us liberation, because it will cancel the material illusion. But then on that basis, we should enter into bhakti. Ah, Krishna, you're looking very beautiful today. Oh, Radharani, how are you? You're looking beautiful. Huh? But mam namaskaru in a very humble manner, you understand? We shouldn't be thinking that, vipralamba seva bhav. We should enter into relationship with Krishna with humility. Understand? Respectfully. Then you're in the path of bhakti. And Krishna will reciprocate. Yedhamam prapadyante. Right? Try it for 1 week. Come to next Bhagavad Gita class Friday. And tell me, have you made progress? Right? Right. Okay, we'll finish. Oh, Mark, you have a question. I'll give a quick answer. Never mind the microphone. Technology comes from a lower planet.
When Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna that, putting aside this bhakti aspect that he has to fight for the sake of Krishna, he has only continues to Parnasam. But Arjuna is considering his right or wrong to fight, to kill his father, his grandfather, and teacher. So Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna that you just do your duty. You just do your duty, Lord Krishna is telling.
Yeah, that's the beginning idea.
Yeah, but Arjuna is considering if it's right or wrong. If doing his duty is proper or not proper, right? So I'm doubtful, I'm not sure if I understand, because, for example, I was watching recently some documentary video about the Nazi during World War II.
Nazis. National Socialist.
Yeah, they were at the port in Israel in 1960. They captured him in Argentina, and they accused him, this person, of killing 6 million Jews, and he was killed. But he was defending himself, saying that it was his duty, because in Germany it was an elected government. He was a military kind of person, so he said it was my duty. It's not my fault. I was just doing my duty. Right? So
Yeah, but
I think that Arjuna is considering if it's right or wrong.
yes.
But I don't understand how Lord Krishna is telling him, you don't worry if it's sinful or not sinful. You just
No, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. He said, happy are the Kshatriyas. Let me answer your question. I understand your question. How do you judge if your duty is that actual duty? So that's Varnashram. Varnashram teaches you what is your actual duty. It's called Sato Vritte. Rupa Goswami said 6 types: enthusiasm, patience, and so on. And then he says Sato Vritte, tat karma. So you must have a pious activity. You cannot think, oh, it is my duty to rob the bank to support my family. You must perform your activity according to religious duty. Krishna says to Arjuna, Arjuna, happy are the Kshatriyas who get this chance to fight on the basis of religious principles. So Krishna is explaining, is satisfying this question. Arjuna, this is your duty. Duryodhana is a bad fellow. Huh? So you have to support Yudhisthira, and this is my desire. So yes, that's a very good question. We can't just say it's my duty to kill people because some government officer told me, right? That's good. We have a duty to think, well, and many people may have refused to do those kind of things. That's also there. So yes, we cannot mechanically say, the person in authority gave the order, Therefore it's my duty. That is donkey brain.
So then how to understand that Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, right? You should kill your grandfather. How about
No, he doesn't say that. He says you should do your duty.
Yeah, to kill.
He says you should do your duty. Your duty is to fight.
Yeah.
He doesn't say, he put Krishna, you have to understand it in terms of what the Shastra says. Krishna says, you have to do your duty, Arjuna. They are gathered there to kill you, Arjuna. You have a duty to protect yourself. That's the situation. They're on the other side of Duryodhana, who is expansion of Kali, we know, and they are waiting to kill you, Arjuna. So your duty is to defend yourself and Yudhisthira, and this is my plan.
But that argument is
That's not an argument. This is a fact. This is what Krishna says. You can't leave the battlefield because you're a Kshatriya.
But then if you say, for example, this Vladimir Putin, no? Because of...
Bhishma says later, it's at the end of the Bhagavatam, when he's lying on the bed of arrows, he says, actually I was polluted because I was taking support from Duryodhana. But now I'm purified by the arrows of Arjuna. So it is correct. This is a very subtle topic. It's a very intelligent question. What is our actual duty? So Krishna, he, in very concise terms, on religious principles. So that's why if you are a leader, if you're say a Brahmin, if you're a Kshatriya, if you're a Vaishya, act according to religious principles. That means, say you're Vanijam, you're trading. You should not sell bad things at excessive profit. That's not religious. You should sell good quality at a fair price.
Arjuna, for example, in this context, how is that religious?
Huh?
He's fighting for kingdom, for his kingdom, inheritance of the kingdom, right?
No, but Krishna tells, and he's not qualified. He's already proved himself to be immoral. He's a murderer. He attempted to murder the Pandavas. He's a bad person.
Yeah.
So the point is clear.
But you are saying that religious duty is to kill people who are bad.
Huh?
You just said that because Duryodhana is a bad person, the religious duty of a Kshatriya is to kill that person who is a bad person, right?
In this case,
Yeah, but say for example in the case of Vladimir Putin right now in this conflict, right? He's trying to protect Russia from what he thinks is a threat.
yeah, the Rothschilds and NATO and the Americans.
So he's trying to protect his people. That is legitimate, but in the way he's doing, it's not so. Huh? So is it how to? It's not so.
Oh, you see, a battlefield of Kurukshetra, you had Duryodhana on one side and you had Yudhisthira on the other. But nowadays you have Duryodhana on both sides. One side is Ravana, the other side is Hiranyakashipu. They're not fighting on the basis of religious principles. They're both fighting because of illusory ideas.
But Arjuna also, although he was obviously very
Huh?
devoted to the Lord, although Arjuna was very devoted to Krishna and he was so pious.
No, but you say we should support one side, Rasputin or
I'm saying that
the Levinsky.
I'm saying that if we're considering the bhakti aspect, to kill other person who is bad, in Duryodhana, that is religious as a Kshatriya.
Yes.
Let's say. But then you can say also like that I don't